Peace, power, and prosperity, family. How we doing out there? Y'all already know what time it is. It's the Bitcoin Block Bully coming to you once again with an early rising crypto update. This update involving Bancor and EOS, and it is also another reason that I am looking to accumulate a certain amount of EOS towards my portfolio, as I'm seeing the many innovations that is coming about with it. Um, with this story that's coming right now, it says that Bancor adds new liquidity staking mechanisms to EOS. A liquidity boost should help the EOS blockchain in the long run. Now, for those that are not familiar with what staking is, it is pretty much the mirror effect or the other side of the coin to mining. So, for those that may only be familiar with, Bitcoin and some of the major cryptocurrencies, Ethereum, Litecoin, those coins are running on what is known as proof of work. Proof of work means that the computational power has to be done with the use of GPUs, CPUs, actual work coming in the form of electrical power or computational power. With staking, the backing of the network and the security of the network is actually done by individuals who have stake in the game, whereas they have bought, obtained a certain amount of a cryptocurrency, a digital asset, and has placed it in a digital wallet that is applicable for staking in order to secure and back up the blockchain. And for doing that, you are awarded a certain amount of dividends, you could say, in either that currency or another. So, for instance, for Neo, for instance, if you hold Neo, you are awarded gas, as a staking reward. Let's get into the story though. It goes on to state that decentralized exchange Bancor announced on Wednesday it was adding this novel community staking mechanism to EOS, making it the first of its kind to launch on the blockchain. The same service was also pushed live on Ethereum last week. The Bancor community staking mechanism is a way for people to earn a small income on coins that they are holding onto for the long term. Essentially, they're rewarded by allowing Bancor to use their coins to help its platform work. The rewards are generated by fees on the Bancor platform. Significant amounts of money can be made or lost by investing in community liquidity pools. On Uniswap's version, which was based on Bancor's, some of its liquidity pools generate over 18% in returns a year. Others, however, accrue negative interest, leaving some unlucky users with losses of up to 20%. Now, as I'm seeing them talk about the percentage gains and losses here, I do have to stop and speak on the fact that they could be speaking in the sense of the USD value to that interest that they accrue in the sense of, and to my knowledge, when you join a pool, you get interest in the coin, I believe, that you are staking or have placed into the liquidity pool. So now you have two different types of interest coming in. That of the actual cryptocurrency that you're gaining the interest on, as well as the interest of the USD value of that currency. So keep that in mind. But the users not only are not the only ones to benefit. Bancor says its services to help boost any blockchain it operates on by increasing liquidity. For EOS, this could reduce the volatility of tokens on the network, encouraging the usage and adoption of them. These liquidity pools can rally around any project that has a token. More than 150 tokens are integrated with the Bancor protocol, including DAI from MakerDAO, BAT, which is associated with the Brave browser, IQ or Everipedia, and even the impoverished Kenyan village that launched its own token. Mixed signals about that. The Bancor protocol is made up of Bancor relays that do most of the work. These automatically swap one token for another, thanks to the magic of smart contracts. The Bancor token, BNT, is used as an intermediary. So Bancor's protocol is essentially a similar iteration of Uniswap, another protocol for automated token exchange on Ethereum, also implemented staking and liquidity pools in late 2018. On Bancor, instead of contributing liquidity on both sides of a liquidity pool, like with Uniswap, you have the option to buy a relay token, a tokenized version of your stake in a liquidity pool. Users can buy and sell these relay tokens on Bancor network or any portal built atop the Bancor protocol using third-party wallets such as MetaMask, Fortmatic, and Scatter, which Scatter is actually one of the wallets that one has to utilize in order to operate on the EOS Rex system. Bancor's relays don't rely on matching buyers and sellers, and because they instead use on-chain reserves as always available liquidity pools, they have the potential to remove a token's dependency on trade volume and ensure constant liquidity for tokens. The more people invest in a liquidity pool, the less price slippage and the more people incentivized to convert using that relay. Here you go, more profits for everyone. Users can also create their own Bancor relays and set the conversion fee for trades that use their relay. In effect, anyone can be the exchange. Nate Hinman, Bancor's communications director, tells Decrypt. And I believe, let me see if we go to create. Okay, so here we go. The create actually takes you to bancor.cotrader.com, who I'm actually going to be doing a review on a little bit later, which is the CoTrader platform. So this DApp allows you to add and trade tokens in the Bancor network. Our default lists include both Bancor official and CoTrader verified tokens. CoTrader is a platform that allows for a decentralized fund manager. You can add a new token in the Add Converter tab. You can ask us to verify the token in chat and support below. Please be careful when choosing unverified tokens. More updates are coming soon. So this is the free trade. This is free open source unrestricted portal into the Bancor network made by CoTrader. This is actually created by CoTrader. Currently, there is no way to challenge the decision of those in charge of Bancor relays. In the future, liquidity providers will be able to vote on liquidation and the fees. But these instruments are still in their early phases of development and deployment, Hinman tells Decrypt. And just as an update, an earlier version of the story had been corrected to show that Uniswap is not a forked version of Bancor's code base. Okay, that's and I caught when they said that they had used their model earlier on in the story. I sort of peeped them. I sort of peeped that. So anyways, moving right along to another story that is actually piggybacking off earlier story about Stellar Lumens and their airdrop. Bancor unloads 2.3 million in Ether on users to encourage decentralized governance. It goes on to state Bancor, an Ethereum and EOS based protocol built to increase liquidity for far flung tokens, is giving 2.3 million worth of EOS to its users. Decentralized exchange protocol Bancor will soon be airdropping what could amount to millions of dollars worth of Ether onto holders of its proprietary token, BNT. Through a complex mechanism known as staking, the Ether gifted will allow users to essentially run their own micro exchanges on the platform. Interesting. The idea is to jumpstart a colorful and, more importantly, liquid economy of crypto tokens and onboard new users from outside of crypto. Here's how it works. Bancor functions as a network of liquidity pools that allow users to trade all manner of tokens, some high volume like Ether and EOS, and smaller ones like ENJ and IQ. Even when you trade one of these tokens, the underlying liquidity pool of the same tokens, essentially a reserve, depletes or replenishes depending on the trade. So, if I trade OMG or OMI's Go for BAT or basic attention token, for instance, the reserves will adjust to account for the trade. These reserves generate liquidity for even the most far flung of tokens. To encourage greater liquidity, Bancor recently released provisions allowing anybody to stake their own tokens in these reserves. Doing so grants them a relay token, which entitles them to a small fees extracted from each trade in the relevant pool, and B, the ability to withdraw the funds deposited with interest. As Bancor Communications Director Nate Henneman puts it, this allows the individual user to become the exchange. How does this relate to the airdrop? Simple, sort of. Anyone who holds BNT will soon receive a stake in the BNT to ETH liquidity pool, one of the largest proportionate to how much BNT they hold at the time of the airdrop. Wow. So basically they're saying that for those that are holding BNT token, which we're going to take a look at and see what the price of it is now compared to the past, you're just going to start receiving a stake in the BNT ETH liquidity pool. And it depends on the amount of BNT that you hold at the time of the airdrop. So holding BNT, you're going to get dividends paid out in Ethereum. So if you have 1% of the BNT in circulation, you'll receive 1% stake in the BNT ETH pool. You'll be able to extract fees from any trades processed by the pool and draw out your proportionate stake with interest whenever you want. All of this will happen automatically. No complex setup, no forms to file, just immediate ownership of a portion of the liquidity. The airdrop will also grant BNT holders other privileges. For one, BNT holders will now be able to vote on the rate of BNT inflation and its recipients, such as an indie developer building new features on the Bancor protocol. Handling BNT holders, handing BNT holders this level of control, says Heineman, could make Bancor similar to a decentralized autonomous organization or a DAO. That is, a protocol running entirely by its users with no central control. So what is the point of all this? Bancor hopes that by freely granting these privileges, users will better understand the possibilities of and profit to be gained from having a stake in a decentralized liquidity network. In turn, that can encourage them to stake funds in other pools, expanding the network and allowing even obscure tokens to flourish. And basically, what they're saying, to piggyback on that, for those that may not understand the whole liquidity pool, it's basically you adding liquidity or volume to a pool so that there can be more circulation and less slippage between transactions and between different currencies that are within the pool. So it's almost like, say, a bank opens up, right? There are individual investors that add liquidity to that bank so that individuals can start coming to take loans and yada 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 yada, right? And they receive an interest off of what that bank makes. So they create the liquidity pool. This is basically the same thing, in my opinion. And that all plays into a new platform, Creator, developed by Bancor's core developer, LocalCoin, which allows digital content creators to create their own tokens to fund their work. Each creator token uses BNT, so it can be traded for tokens in regular currency. A freelance blogger could, for instance, launch a token accessible only to those holding a certain number of tokens, similar to what Local Coin's co-founder is doing. The hope is that the economics of supply and demand would play out, generating dividends for the creator's audience. That's one hell of it. That's interesting. I'm once again amazed by the amount of advancements in this space and what it's allowing the regular individual to do. I mean, it's amazing. Like I say, for the first time ever, the playing fields have been even to whereas regular individuals can operate in the capacity of some of the larger financial or more traditional institutions. So I hope that this update was helpful in some way, shape, or form to the individual, if not educational. Um, until the next video, until the next podcast. Oh, and I will be doing a full review. Let me at least go to the page to show those that will be watching. And for those listening in on the New Money Matrix podcast, what I'm looking at is cotrader.com, COTRADER.com. It is a decentralized platform for fund management. And the only way to connect is with the Web3 MetaMask for laptop or Trust Wallet for mobile, as those can see right here. So I'll be doing in fact, this is the world's, as they state, first non-custodial crypto investments funds marketplace. Create or join the best smart funds. So I'll be doing a full review on this a little bit later on. Until the next video, until the next podcast, this is the Bitcoin Block Bully. Peace, power, and prosperity, family. I am Addy.